Welcome to a lecture series on tourism. Here we will be discussing how certain landmark developments in the field of telecommunication have influenced tourism and brought about a revolutionary change in travel related products and services. The impact of technology on tourism will be discussed under the following heads: CRS, an overview; types of CRS in use today; computers and the internet in travel; application of technology.
CRS, an overview. Breakthroughs in the field of communications have always had a salutary impact on tourism. For instance, the telephone was invented in the late 19th century, 400 years after America was discovered, when people of the old world were moving to the new world. When the telephone appeared on the scene, people expected miracles to happen, and some even predicted the end of travel in the world. But travel has expanded all over the world many times over. With the advent of the internet, we have instant access to any event in any part of the world. We can convey our messages to anybody, anywhere. Today, stamped letters have been replaced by electronic mail, thanks to the computers and the internet. With a click of the mouse, we have access to a lot of advanced information on countries and places we plan to visit. That means we have fewer unpleasant surprises during our visits to a new place. The breakthrough in technology which gave rise to CRS, the Central Reservation System, took place 5 decades ago. In the 50s, some airlines began to use computers to keep track of number of seats available on some of their popular flights. CRSs are basically systems for information transfer. They store current information about all available travel service providers and have the necessary infrastructure to transfer such data. The systems also perform additional tasks related to service distribution, which, in the area of goods, are typically performed by freight forwarders. Like an empty supermarket, the systems provide a sales area in the form of memory, a communications jargon. The service providers can fill the empty shells of memory by providing data to the CRS. The development of such systems was started in the early 60s. The principal objective at that time was to automate the seat reservation procedures of the airlines. Today, they are used primarily in this area, though they offer information in other areas as well to make them more relevant to the consumers. Initially, it was used to keep track of number of seats sold. A little later, the computer developed capacity to match passengers' name with each seat sold, thus creating a record for the airlines. However, each airline had a different system, and therefore, if one airline had to make reservation on a sector in which a different airline operated, the two computers could not communicate with each other, and they had to send teletype messages. Till the 70s, both the carriers and the travel agents had to call the reservation system, which was time-consuming as well as costly. Therefore, need arose for a computer reservation which could show the flight availability of all or most of the airlines, and which should be small enough to be accommodated on a table of the travel agent, where they could themselves make reservations and order the computer to print the ticket as well as the itinerary. Now, a few major airlines have developed these mega computers on their own or in partnership with other carriers. The travel agent can rent or lease one or more of such systems according to their requirements and are now in a position to offer instant bookings and instant tickets to the customers. The travel agents feed information directly into the system using their keyboards in a specified form acceptable to the carriers. The reservation systems have printers that produce tickets, invoices, and itineraries. In the USA and Europe, almost 100% travel agents purchase or lease hardware from one or the other CRS vendor. In India too, most of the IATA-approved travel agencies have a CRS, even in small towns. Air India schedules are represented in almost all the major CRS, as they own no CRSs. In 1950, when CRS, Central Reservation System, was first introduced to the airlines industry in its primitive form, the prophets of doom again questioned the cost-effectiveness of computers and stated that the work could be done more effectively and economically by hiring a few additional hands for reservation purposes. However, today there is total agreement on the efficiency of CRS and the speed they have brought to the travel transactions. With the expanding application of the Internet to link the closed-circuit network involving the airlines and travel agencies, CRS is being transformed into web-based CRS. This development has thrilled the customers who want to make their reservations directly with the airlines, hotels, or the rental car companies, etc. Today, any personal computer can do these functions. The relatively limited scope of travel business that has been in place for over 150 years since Thomas Cook is reaching unimaginable heights and is bound to grow further in the coming years. The CRS as a marketing tool. New methods of storage, organization, distribution, utilization, analysis of product and consumer data have changed the marketing techniques and investment priorities of the airlines. Surely, CRS today is the most important marketing tool of airlines. No need to hire an army of salesmen going around and visiting the travel agencies, explaining the product as well as the price. No need to buy a free lunch for travel agents to persuade them to give business to their airlines. Internet has opened new windows to sell your product directly to the consumers. That has made the travel agents running scared for the fear of getting eliminated in the distribution chain of airlines or hotels, etc. Types of CRS in use today. After several changes in the market, 4 major CRSs have emerged as leaders. 3 of them are US-owned: Sabre, Galileo, WorldSpan, and 1 European-owned, Amadeus. The dominance of the US-owned CRSs led to resentment among European and Asian airlines for alleged discrimination, or what is termed a halo effect, as the owning airline could show bias in their own favor by displaying their flights first, and the travel agents naturally preferred the flights which were shown first, giving these airlines an advantage. In recent years, this bias is less visible in most of the systems because of intense competition among CRSs to gain more users. Since European and Asian airlines did not want to be sidelined, some of them developed their own CRSs. Lufthansa, Air France, Iberia of Spain, and SAS jointly developed Amadeus. The name developed from the restaurant where the executives of these airlines met in Madrid to plan the new CRS. The British Airways, Swissair, KLM, Alitalia, Olympic Airways of Greece, and TAP of Portugal joined hands to develop Galileo. Asian airlines have not remained far behind. Cathay Pacific of Hong Kong and Singapore Airlines have their own CRS, Abacus. All CRSs are joined together to some extent by various agreements between them because of intense competition and dependence on each other. All or most airlines are represented in major CRSs, as they cannot ignore the travel agents who may be using the terminal of only one CRS. Air India has tie-up with Sabre, which has a specially designed system for Indian Airlines and Air India branded SITAR, SITAR, System Interface for Travel Agents Reservation, a customized version for the carriers to be distributed by them in India. Both the Indian national carriers are represented in all other major CRSs, paying a reservation fee to each for every booking effected. The new SITAR. The new SITAR gives access to information on 400 airlines, on several rail systems, car rentals companies, 27,000 hotels, and 36 tour wholesalers. SITAR was originally popular with all Indian travel agents. Now, other CRSs have got their foothold in the Indian market. A brief description of Sabre and Amadeus will give the readers an idea of the organization and sophistication of the modern CRSs. Sabre. Sabre is one of the largest privately owned computer networks in the world. Its hardware is situated in Tulsa, USA, in a building specifically designed to make it virtually impregnable to terrorist and/or criminal attacks and safe from natural disasters. It is difficult not to be impressed by Sabre's size and capacity. It uses 6 of the largest IBM computers connected by 100,000 kilometers of network data circuits to well over 100,000 terminals all over the world. It contains flight and fare data on over 35,000 city pairs throughout the world for more than 700 airlines. The database has more than 50 million domestic and international fares, with ability to construct many more, updated every business day at the rate of 1 million a day. It can be used to book rooms in over 30,000 hotel properties, rental cars from 50 companies, and seats on 6 railway systems. It contains details of 65,000 vacation and recreation activities, spots. Sabre is more than 30 years old and is 100% publicly traded since March 2000. They virtually invented F-commerce for travel industry and run one of the most successful travel-related internet sites, Travelocity.com, the first internet site for consumers where they can do business directly. Amadeus. Amadeus is a leading CRS, a market leader in Europe, Africa, Asia Pacific, with a strong presence in the USA and South America. It claims to have a worldwide network in 60 countries as a leading player. Founded in 1987, Amadeus is a listed company with 60% of its capital held by Air France, Iberia of Spain, and Lufthansa of Germany. The company headquarters is located in Madrid, Spain, data processing center near Munich, and product development facilities at Sophia Antipolis near Nice in France. Marketing is shared by Madrid and Sophia Antipolis. To service travel agencies in each local market, Amadeus is represented by a national marketing company, NMC, responsible for local sales and marketing. Amadeus has 3 regional offices: for Asia Pacific, Bangkok; North Central America, Miami; and for South America, Buenos Aires. To support the NMCs and to coordinate commercial relationships with that of the regional service providers. This includes 24-hour customer support. Amadeus provides travel agency customers with powerful software solutions to manage their sales processes and agency networks, including corporate travel management solutions. Amadeus also works with business and technology partners to develop travel sales and management products based on advanced network technologies and Internet. Criticism relates mainly to the insufficient scope of services offered, high distribution costs, complicated fare quoting process, information being restricted to airline-oriented services, lack of information on other service providers like hotels, tour operators, and car rentals. Computers and the Internet in travel. The travel industry needs computers for following reasons: direct access to an airline's reservation system, CRS, to enable an agent to see the schedules and fares of airlines worldwide and make reservation immediately. The same CRS has access to data on hotels, car rentals companies, trains, cruises, buses, destinations, climate, currency, exchange rate, etc. Instant confirmation or modification or cancellation of all travel-related services. When linked to a printer, a computer can print complete tickets, itineraries and invoices, etc. The computer with appropriate software can summarize sales, commission income, etc. Such information enables the manager of the agency to monitor the performance of the company. Through a sophisticated backroom system, an agency can print invoices, maintain record of payments made by clients, keep track of receivable accounts, write checks on the dates specified by the travel agency, keep an inventory of tour and group programs, keep a record of commissions from car rental companies and hotels, maintain agencies' payrolls, produce financial statements, compile employees' productivity reports, store mailing lists of companies' special clients, print address labels, and undertake other functions. There is hardly any function that the computer cannot do for a travel agency. The Internet. Internet has added new dimensions to the travel industry distribution worldwide. The system is very simple. Anyone owning a personal computer and having access to the Internet can reach a website where airline tickets or packaged holidays are on sale and buy whatever he prefers by giving his credit card number. The online revenue for 1996 reached US $827 million, which by 2002 exceeded US $8.9 billion. Since then, it has been registering a sharp rise year after year. In the US, some 64 million people were reported to have access to Internet in 1998. Source WTO, and the websites offered 320 million pages of information on all subjects. To make matters easier, there are 1 million websites of travel retailers, wholesalers and the consolidators, as well as the national tourist offices of different countries, telling you the possibility of enormous options for bargains and deals in travel and holidays. Internet is the largest and the fastest growing network in the world and represents a new challenge to the CRSs. Not only is the network registering 25% growth annually, the people accessing it belong to a very high income group with higher educational qualifications. The ease and low cost with which its users, consumers as well as travel retailers can access it has forced some of the CRSs to start their own websites like the Sabre's Travelocity.com. Other important networks are Microsoft Expedia, Internet Travel Network, Preview Travel, American Express and Travel Web, which are full-service mega sites offering instant services. Application of technology. Hospitality industry is next only to airlines in the use of technology and has been enjoying the best of both the worlds. CRSs in the hotel industry were first centralized by the Sheraton Group of the USA as early as 1956. These were further refined and developed by Holiday Inn in the 1960s, and since then have gone through generations of refinement. Every major hotel chain has its own reservation system, or the one based on readily available software in the market. From computerized check-in to automatic wake-up calls, electronic locks to closed-circuit TV, fire and security protection systems to teleconferencing, nothing is better organized than the modern-day hotels and resorts. One often wonders at the miracle that the present-day hotels offer to the client. The modern hotels have integrated systems that tie operational requirements, including a reservation system, which checks the availability of rooms for individuals and groups, assigns room types, tracks deposits, and prints managerial reports. Accounting system handles guest accounting, night auditing, and back-office accounting functions. It can perform additional functions like energy management with more support. Technology will totally change the way marketing is done by the tourism administrative bodies all over the world. Gone are the days of marketing destinations by distribution of tourism brochure to stray visitors coming to offices, film shows, or the desk-bound officials disseminating information from their files. It is now the age of websites and the internet. Instant updated information on the websites and online purchase of holiday packages are becoming increasingly popular. Several countries have taken steps to reduce the number of their tourist offices overseas or have pruned the strength. They are investing more in technology and media advertising. Here also, they advertise the website identity to encourage the readers to probe further about their destination.
The growth of information technology and arrival of the internet have surely ushered in efficiency, speed and accuracy in all walks of life. As for the tourism industry, technology has brought together the consumer and the service provider by ensuring free flow of information accessible from anywhere by anybody. It has improved the overall quality of service, productivity and profitability of various travel related businesses. We hope this lecture session was able to give you a comprehensive idea about the impact of technology on tourism. Thank you.